In the year 1902, some archaeologists were exploring the ocean floors near the Antikythera Islands of Greece, when they find the shipwreck of an old Roman trading ship. These ships were used for general trading to carry treasures and wines, but little did they know that what they were going to find from this shipwreck was going to be one of the biggest and mysterious discoveries in human history. While diving, he saw many marble statues, jewelry, and a wooden box. When that box was opened, a strange device was found inside, which was so advanced and alien-like that after seeing it, the perspective of understanding ancient history changed forever. It was a complex machine, resembling a round-shaped disc made of bronze, which was named Antikythera mechanism. But what did this device do? Who made it? And why? This was all still a mystery. The device was bronze, made of bronze gesso, tiles, and engravings, and was housed inside a wooden and bronze case, approximately the size of a shoebox. Historians made assumptions that this might be a scientific discovery, and it could have been made by a Greek scientist 2,000 years ago. Because this mechanism contains hundreds of gears, switches, and precise moving parts, just like in today's modern-day devices. For the next 100 years, scientists were called from every corner of the world to study this device. But none of them could understand what this thing actually was. After this, it was kept in the National Archaeological Museum of Athens for the next 100 years. But now that the contender of the house technology had advanced, engineers, archaeologists, and scientific experts from all over the world were called in to crack the code of this gadget. But because it was a very precious and antique device, instead of opening it manually, the scientists decided to use X-ray technology. But there was a problem here. The X-ray machine, which could check this device, was no fun, available only at one place in the whole world, England. Now, if the device was taken to England, there was a risk that it could have been damaged even more. That is why the X-ray machine was brought from England to the museum. And when this device was scanned, the historians, scientists, and examiners present there were stunned. The advanced technology used in this device was literally impossible to make 2,000 years ago. This was the world's first computer. On the front side of this mechanism was a large circular dial which showed a 365-day calendar. Inside, it was another zodiac dial displaying the 12 Greek astrological sciences and a rotating It is an 18-year, 11-day, and 8-hour cycle that predicts solar and lunar eclipses. With the help of this dial, ancient astronomers could accurately predict the time and type of eclipse. Inside this device, 47 interconnected gears were found, which were made with extreme precision. These gears were used to simulate the motion of the sun, moon, and other planets. The largest gear was connected to the front dial, which showed the movement of the sun. The tiny gears simulated the irregular motion of the moon, suggesting that ancient engineers understood complex devices such as epicyclic hearing systems. The remaining geistes tracked the positions of Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, the 5 known planets according to ancient Greek astronomy. Another surprising feature was that this mechanism also had a tracker for the Olympic Games, which indicated the games held every 4 years. This shows that this device was important not only for astronomical purposes, but also for cultural and civil purposes. Its gears were so complex that this technology was seen in mechanical clocks 1,400 years later in the 14th century. But he was nowhere close to this technology. Its precision was so high that it seemed as if it was made by a modern-day engineer. The Antikythera mechanism is proof that ancient civilizations were using some advanced technologies that we couldn't even imagine. It was the world's first non-computer capable of performing astronomical and scientific calculations. The existence of such a machine 2,000 years ago is a mystery which till date remains as a question in the minds of historians and scientists. But this wasn't the only mystery that was thousands of years ahead of its time. In 1912, Wilfred Poyni, a Polish writer, was inspecting an old library at Villa Mondragon in Italy. Among thousands of old books present in this library, there was a book hidden which was perhaps going to become the biggest mystery in human history. This book had neither a cover page nor a name. What made it even more mysterious was that this book was written in a unique and mysterious language. This language had no connection with any script in the world, nor did its symbols match any writing of any ancient civilization. Wunsch bought the book, and from then on devoted his entire life to understanding its diagrams, paintings, and unknown language. Many questions were arising in his mind as to who wrote this book, when was it written, where was it written, and the biggest question is, what is written in the book? And in this way, by the year 1930, Voynich left this world without knowing even a single secret of this book. Later, this book was named Voynich's manuscript, and this book kept moving from one hand to another, from one cryptographer to another cryptographer. But no one could crack this code. Even with the help of modern-day cryptography, its code could not be cracked. And this is what makes this book even more mysterious, because the language in which this book is written is not found in the records of any civilization in human history. This gives rise to two possibilities. First, it could be part of a lost civilization that has disappeared from the world forever, and we have never seen their language. Secondly, this book was written by one person or a secret group in a code which could only be understood by those who made it or for whom it was made. The illustrations in this book are even more amazing. Some pages feature unidentified plants found nowhere else in the world. Some images are of female figures bathing in a pool without clothes. There are astrological symbols on some other pages, which seem to be part of some secret knowledge. But the thing that shocks the most is that this book contains such drawings that match the modern discoveries that were not even known to humans till then. One page has an image that looks like a spiral galaxy, whereas till that time, humans had no knowledge about the galaxy. The images on another page look like plant cells, but the problem is that the microscope was invented 250 years after this book was written. So, was the writer aware of any advanced knowledge? Carbon dating shows that the book was written between 1408 and 1428. When a microscopic analysis of this book was done, another shocking fact came to light. There was not a single mistake in the entire 260 pages. No mistakes, no double writing, no corrections. After all, how can a person write such a long book just using his hands without any spelling error? Today, the Viennese manuscript is housed at Yale University's Pennock Rare Book and Manuscript Library. It is considered to be the most mysterious book in the world. Every few years, new scholars and cryptographers try to crack the codes in this book, but everybody fails in the end. Will we ever know the real meaning of this book? Maybe never. Ancient civilizations around the world built certain structures that not only became a part of their cultural identity, but also provided a living example of science and astronomy. But if we talk about the most advanced and precise structure, then without any doubt, the Great Pyramid of Giza comes first. It is not just a huge stone structure. It hides some secrets that remain a mystery to scientists and historians even today. And when we look at the alignment and astronomical connections of this pyramid, it points to something else. The Great Pyramid of Giza is located at the geodesic center of the world's entire landmass, meaning if the center point of all the continents on Earth is found out, then this pyramid comes very close to it. And it was built at a time when there were no basic maps, leave alone GPS. Approximately 2.3 million limestone blocks were used to build the Great Pyramids of Giza.
The weight of each stone ranged from 2 tons to 80 tons. These massive blocks were transported here from South Giza, 500 miles away. But a strange thing is that if these pyramids were built 4,500 years ago, then the wheel had not even been invented at that time. This means that the first wheel invention also happened 300 years after this. Even with today's modern technology, how difficult is it to lift an 80-ton object? You can see for yourself in this video that these advanced machines are struggling to lift even a 30-ton stone. And the steel cables that we use are many times stronger than the papyrus rope found at that time, i.e. the one used by the ancient Egyptians. Still, this machine can work only up to a limit. The most surprising thing is that the stones used in these pyramids were deep not joined with any glue, cement, or concrete. Rather, each stone was cut with such precision that there would not be even a gap of a millimeter between two blocks, meaning no blade or even paper can be inserted into it. Now the question arises that how did the ancient Egyptians cut such hard stones with such precision? According to history, ancient Egyptians used only copper hands and hammers. But when an Egyptologist Cutziphyterations experimented with cutting stones using the same method, even a small dent could not be made after several days of hard work. Another researcher created a custom-made copper chessboard that may have been used by ancient Egyptians blue. But even after working hard for several days and hours, the cutting speed of only 4 millimeters could be achieved. This means that if 2.3 million blocks had to be cut at this speed, it would have taken 300 years to build the entire pyramid. But here's another shocking thing, that this pyramid was completed in just 20 years. But the questions do not end here. It gets even more complex when we look at the slopes, angles, dimensions, and global positionings of the pyramids. The deep first and most shocking thing is that the alignment of the Great Pyramid is almost perfectly towards true north. According to modern measurements, this shows an error of only 0.067 degrees, while the Paris Observatory was built in 1667 in France. Keeping this concept in mind, it was also showing an error of 0.1 degrees after completion. After almost 4,227 years, and using modern engineering, we could not make it in exact alignment. Along with this, if you look carefully at the 3 pyramids of Giza, their alignment matches another fascinating thing in the sky, and that is Orion's bell. It is part of a constellation that deep was very important to the ancient Egyptians, as it was associated with the god Oceanid, their god of the underworld and resurrection. Some researchers believe that the pyramids were built with this alignment so that the soul of the pharaohs could reach the stars of Orion. And if this is true, it means that ancient Egyptians used astronomy, not just for observation, but also for spiritual and religious purposes. The mystery does not end here. Every year on 2 specific days, i.e. spring and autumn equinox, the pyramid creates a strange illusion. At this time, this structure is visible from 8 sides, and not the 4 sides which we normally see from below. And this illusion is visible only when the sun is exactly above the Earth's equator, in a completely straight line. This means that the ancient Egyptians also had understanding of astronomical events, which even modern science has only decoded in the recent centuries. Another one of the most shocking coincidence, or mystery. The latitude of the pyramid is 29.9792 degrees north. This latitude also matches something else, and that is the speed of light. 29979245 meters per second. Is this also just a coincidence? Or perhaps the ancient civilization had some source of scientific knowledge that we have not been able to understand till now.
Even today, science does not have any definite answer to this. But one thing is certain. The Great Pyramid is not just a stone structure. It is a celestial calculator, an astronomical observatory, and an engineering marvel that stands as the greatest testament to the scientific brilliance of human civilization. Thank you so much for watching this.